Hey, thanks for jumping in. If you were on LinkedIn earlier this week, you would have seen maybe a soft announcement of something that I'm starting, which if you're already subscribed to my newsletters, you will be moved over to this new platform. I'll explain why I made this business decision after really hesitating on this for maybe a couple of years. After maybe hesitating a couple of years of moving my main list over here. So what I'm talking about is a community/newsletter I created last weekend. I just had some time and I thought, look, let's just have a weekend project and just quickly create this, put it up. So I've had a kind of blogging my next book. It was called leannesnextbook.com, and I hosted it on a platform called Substack. Now, if you don't know what Substack is, it's like a blogging platform. It's hard to describe, but it's all these social media platforms that have come together. What it really is, I guess how Substack would define themselves officially, is the infrastructure for creating and managing digital newsletters, including publishing, payment processing, analytics, and design tools. So you can actually host podcasts on Substack. You can write free and paid newsletters on there. You can host videos on there. And what they've done recently, and it really just grew from it was primarily like a blogging platform to start quite a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's evolved to kind of like an all-in-one. They've got something called Substack Notes, which is almost like Threads on Instagram or Twitter X, short form notes. Then you've got your publication, which is where I'll be doing my blogging. And so I've called my new publication Work Fame. I feel like it's a placeholder name, but it's kind of growing on me. I like that it's a short phrase, I like that it's only 2 words, 4 letters, Work Fame, really simple. I like that it maybe provokes some curiosity. So maybe I'm being a bit too clever and not clear enough. But what Work Fame really is all about is not being world famous. It's not about being internet famous or even going viral. It's about being work famous. So what Work Fame is all about is how do you attract opportunities and become known for what you do without playing small or waiting your turn. So it's really around creating opportunities. I'm sharing a lot about that, using speaking, connecting, and other ways to become work famous. So this is what I've kicked off. And like I said, I've been moving I was using a tool called ConvertKit, now called Kit, where I've over the years have built up an email newsletter. And the reason I'm moving over to Substack is because I actually just like the process of writing in Substack. I like that when I write in Substack, other people can find me in terms of discoverability. And right now, a lot of people are moving over to Substack and starting their things there. And so there's actually incredible growth potential. When I was setting up my newsletter previously, it was published to the ConvertKit website, but not really being discovered. No one was really recommending it. I wasn't really doing any work there. The good thing about my newsletter is I'm quite inconsistent with it. That's not good news. But when I have sent it out, I do get nice replies back or questions back to me at a one-to-one level. And what I can do with Substack is rather than encouraging direct replies, which I can still get, people can actually post comments. I can start posts that create dialogue and commentary. There's also a feature which is actually quite nice because in Kit you can see all the analytics like open rate and things like that, but you don't really know like if someone resonated with it or not. In Work Fame, in my new Substack, if I write an article and it resonates with you, you can hit the love heart, which means that like, yeah, okay, this maybe stood out for you or you read it, you enjoyed it, which is kind of nice as well. But what I also like is I can tag different people in this. So I've got this article written that hopefully will be launched tomorrow. It really depends on how quickly I can get my subscribers over because they actually do vet and make sure that you're legitimately importing people that have signed up to your stuff, which I've done here. I'm just waiting for them to review that. But in this newsletter, I talk about discovering Jenny Blake's book, Pivot. And Jenny has been using Substack for quite a while. She's got like about 12,000 subscribers on her publications. So I can tag Jenny in that, which is really nice. Like you can do things in a newsletter just from my old email platform. I couldn't do that. So now you start creating like an organic type of ecosystem where you can comment on things. You can follow people. So I'm really excited about it as well. I also turned on the paid feature and I was really kind of reluctant to do this. And what do I offer? The paid audience members, but really it's an opportunity to support, if you like my work, to support it even further. But also in that, I'll be having like certain articles that are on a paywall. And these are the things I don't want to share publicly, right? So I've actually put them behind a paywall because I don't want like everyone in the world reading them. Maybe just that inner circle of people that are really keen to get like actually like behind the scenes, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm working on, here's what I'm struggling with, here's what I've learned from it. I share that a lot on this podcast and I will share it on Work Fame, but there's kind of things that I don't want the world to see, particularly if they're like prospects in terms of clients, maybe, right? I don't want them to see that. So that's behind a paywall. That'll be called the All Access membership. And then there's a founding members thing where you get access to one of my masterclasses that I did, on how to run explosive group workshops. So workshops for large groups over 30 people. How do you do that? So that's part of it. I think that was like a $400 webinar that you get as part of the founding members deal. So I'll link to WorkFame here. Like I said, just working on transitioning my email subscribers over to this new thing. And I'm really excited. It's got more life to it. Even the WorkFame, it's kind of, it's a bit playful. Do people actually want to be work famous? I don't know. I'm going to find out. Like I said, it's a placeholder name, but I'm not going to let the name stop me from progressing with this as well. So if you are on Substack, I'd love to connect with you and see what you're up to, what you're publishing. If you have any tips on Substack, please let me know. I'm really excited about the growth opportunities here, just attracting new people, sparking new conversations, having some dialogue, and giving it a go. And as a result, I think by using this new platform, I think I'll be more consistent with my newsletters. Gosh, if I can podcast every single day, surely I can get a newsletter out every week. What I'm trying for is probably 3 times a month at a minimum. So I'll kick it off really soon. And then every 9 or 10 days, I actually will put that into my calendar and make it happen. So woo, excited about it. The actual official website is the HTTP stuff, then workfa.me. I'll actually like that, WorkFame with the me in it. Corny, but cool. All right. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on Substack. Otherwise, I'll speak to you tomorrow.